Hi, it's Tristan here from Zebra Invest, and today I'm standing here with Nigel from Kenzuko Properties, and we're just in his latest project at Maritime House. And what Nigel's been doing is buying quite a few empty properties. So I just wanted to run through, like, what you think the pros and cons of them are. What the opportunity really is.
Yeah, I mean, we like empty properties because we basically, first of all, we can see what we're going to get. There is no hidden, you can see where you are with it. You can see what you've got. You can see generally what the problems are.
There's no need to pull furniture out.
No need to lift the car. We know what we're going to get. We can see it. So that's one thing. And then you can just let your mind run amok. What can we do with this? You can walk the building easily. You can sketch it out. You can play with it. You can see what you can create from it. And this just feels like a lot more opportunity.
I think one of the bits people might not think about it, but you do need to ask the owner first. But I quite like with empty properties as well. Sometimes you might need to do a bit of investigative work before you're buying it, but because no one's there.
Yeah.
And also, if they realise the building is dilapidated anyway, they sometimes are a bit more open to you. Well, yeah, you can open it up. Whereas if it's someone's house that's got a problem in, there's no way they're going to let you open it up and have see what's going on.
Sometimes when you go into a house which is already furnished and that, you kind of get drawn into this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's how it is. When you're in an empty building, you can think a lot more, oh, I cut a doorway in there. I can block that up there. Yeah. I can create a bathroom here. And before you know where you are, you can completely turn the building on its head and get far more out of it than what you're seeing at the beginning,
And I guess the other bit is when it comes to people selling them, if they've been sitting empty for a while, are they motivated to sell them?
That is another good point, and that is something we always like, because an empty building is costing someone money, definitely costing someone money, even the local authority. In actual fact, the story goes it was costing them $50,000 a year just to keep the heating on, just to keep it security, all of that. It was costing them $50,000 a year. So,
that's a heck of a lot of money.
It is, and the responsibility of it, someone breaking in and maybe vandalism and fires and
it's interesting you say that. I'm buying a property at the moment in Norwich, and we've got the same problem. We've now got 5 empty flats in the building, and one of the insurers came back and said to us, well, we're not going to let you buy the building unless you have 24/7 security at the building. Yeah. And it's like, well, that's a bit overboard. And we had a chat with the underwriters, but you can see where the costs could all get incurred.
There's huge risks there. So generally, I feel there's a motivated seller here. So
is that the same in residential properties that maybe just sitting empty?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely. There's a reason they're sitting empty, and I just find they're more motivated.
Yeah.
So
again, they take a little bit more of a cheeky offer.
Yeah, you can do that, and you get a bit more chance to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
So.
And have you done anything with VAT reductions before?
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah, I mean, obviously, on something like this, when you're refurbishing it, you're only paying 5%. So I mean, obviously, complete new builds is 0 rated, but stuff like this, you're into 5% VAT bracket. So again, another saving. If you're buying a house which is or something which just needs a bit of painting or a bit of, you can't get the VAT back. So these have a financial...
And there's a real benefit, because you've got to think, if you're doing a refurbishment in a building like this, how much do you think you're going to spend here?
We'll spend probably, on where we need to be, we'll spend probably 300,000 or 400,000.
Yeah, so I think usually that would have been, up to £60,000 worth of tax.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Whereas you might be paying, 15,000, and that 45
Again, great saving, isn't it?
That's 45 you can use yourself.
Yeah. So saving all round in that respect. So yeah. So for us, empty buildings are a target. We tend to get drawn to them. I think most do you know what? I think all of our buildings have been empty that we bought.
Yeah.
I don't think we bought one.
And do you pick most of these up on market, or or they've been other properties that are set off market, or on market being it's been advertised everywhere for everyone to see? Or
No, I probably think that probably 75% of what we bought has been off market, I would say.
Yeah.
At least that. It's surprising just how, again, just meeting people and discussing and that, I would say 75% has been off market.
I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people who have said to me, they said, well, how do you find properties, or where do you find the good deals? And I use a lot of data to research and find them. But more recently, I have found actually build those relationships and the networks with it. You tend to get people start coming to you, well, we've got this problem, we've got that, or we've got that empty property. And suddenly you can start finding them.
I mean, we've bought a property. I bought a property out of auction, but I've been to the open day, and the auctioneer said to me, "Oh, by the way, the owner's just upstairs." So I said, "Okay, no problem." So I got chatting to them, and we made an offer out of auction, and we bought it through the agent.
Yeah.
But we then bought off him another 5 properties.
Oh, wow.
Just by having
had that conversation.
Yeah, just having that conversation, all off market. Oh yeah, I've got another property. Oh, I've got this. I've got a shop.
Yeah.
We even bought a shop from him. So yeah, just
yeah, it's always worth having a chat.
Yeah, have a chat. Can't say that enough.
Alrighty, well, hopefully that helps with the pros and cons of buying an empty property. Cheers, Nigel, for that.
Thank you.
If you've got any questions or comments, drop them in the below. Hopefully you smash the like button on this. And then Nigel's going to be appearing in a couple more videos. So stay subscribed, and hopefully you'll come see us in the rest of them. But cheers.